right, so we're still with Bailey. We are fitting her for a prong today. And we use the Herm Springer prongs. I find that the quality of them is better than the typical brands that we see in the pet stores. These are just better made, better quality, more effective. The edges on the prong itself is rounded versus shaved off flat. So they typically do just a better job. Now, they come in multiple sizes, and the size is based on the millimeter weight of the prong itself or the chains themselves. This is a medium that Bella is wearing, and it's actually too big. So the weight of the prong itself, which is the 3 millimeter in the medium size when you order, and we've actually taken links out. So taking links out is not the issue, but it's the size. Look how much it, hold your head up, baby. Look how far off and how much it, I can't see, how much it stands out from her. You know, it's raised up, let go, put it back. See how it stands up there? It's sitting up pretty high off of the skin. I can actually get fingers under there. That's really not the way the prong ought to fit. So let's take that one off of her and put the small size, which is a 2.25 millimeter. And it's going to be better for her. While Jessica's doing that, typically the only dogs that we put the medium on are the really big, chunky, even my Great Danes wore a medium, right? I see some people put on these mammoth collars that I swear you could put a cow in, and they're just not necessary. I think some people think they look intimidating, which is really the wrong reason to be using a prong. Stop it! And I think some people think the more powerful the dog, or the bigger the dog, the bigger the prong, and that's just not the case. So we've just put a 2.25 millimeter Herm Springer, which is by design a small, on Bailey. Now, the way we want it to fit is a little bit snug. Jessica's taking out a link. We want it to fit a little bit snug. The D-ring, show them the D-ring. There we go. Should be not on the top, so slide it around just a little bit. It should be on the left side of the dog if you are walking the dog on your, I'm sorry, right side of the dog if you're walking the dog on your left, which most of us do. So you'll want to connect your leash to that D-ring. And then for those of you who've been following for a long time, remember we're going to add a safety carabiner to that O-ring, to that dead ring, and then back to her regular collar. That gives us an added piece of safety in case either collar were to break or we didn't get the prong seated properly.
Nope.
And
Nope.
that way we would still be attached to the dog as a safety backup. Are you showing that now?
Yes.
Let me get up here. So carabiner goes to the O-ring. O-ring would go to her regular collar that again fits properly. This martingale doesn't. So there we go. That's how we would add a safety backup to the prong collar. Now I want this to be snug but not so tight that I can't get movement there. But I don't want it to be where when I try to swing it, that it goes, right? It shouldn't be jewelry. It shouldn't be sliding around and around where your leash is always in a different spot on the neck. So snug, but not tight, and a good movement of the chain component so that when we do get to the point of adding corrections, that they're going to be effective.
Nope.
Okie doke. We're going to come back in a few minutes with introduction to prong through pressure and release techniques.